Hey y'all, we got a real humdinger of a mystery to talk about today. It's about Crystal Rogers, a mama of 5 from Bardstown, Kentucky, who up and disappeared back in 2015. This here story's got more twists and turns than a holler trail after a rainstorm. And bless her heart, her family's been fighting tooth and nail to find out what happened ever since. So grab your sweet tea or your Mountain Dew and let me tell you how this mess all unfolded. Now, Crystal was last seen on July 3rd, 2015, with her boyfriend Brooks Houck at his family's farm. Brooks says they were just sitting around, taking it easy, and when he woke up the next morning, she was gone. But hold on now, her purse, phone, and keys were still at the house. Now, I don't know about y'all, but no woman I know leaves the house without her purse, especially not a mama. Then, a couple days later, her car showed up abandoned on the Bluegrass Parkway with a flat tire. The keys and phone were inside, but there wasn't hide nor hair of Crystal. Something about that story smells fishier than a truckload of week-old catfish. Now, here's where it gets even wilder. The law brings in Brooks for some questioning, and while they're asking him about Crystal, this feller up and calls his brother, Nick Houck, who just happened to be a Bardstown police officer. And what does Nick do? He tells Brooks, "Get up, walk out of there, and quit talking." Now, y'all, that ain't exactly how you clear your name. Nick's meddling got him fired from the police force faster than a squirrel on a greased power line. Makes you wonder what they were so worried about, don't it? Crystal's daddy, Tommy Ballard, was the kind of man who wouldn't rest until he found the truth. He organized searches, spoke out, and kept the heat on Brooks and anyone else who might have been involved. But in November of 2016, tragedy struck again. Tommy was out hunting with his grandson on family property when the unthinkable happened. Now, they called it a hunting accident at first, but y'all, folks around these parts, they know about hunter safety. This wasn't no accident, and Tommy's family believes it was a message to stay quiet.
How did Tommy Ballard die?
Very unbelievable, especially for the grandchild that was with him, whatever the circumstances were for the whole family. They've had so much tragedy, and how do you cope with that?
Kentucky State Police say Tommy Ballard died while hunting on a Nelson County farm Saturday morning. Ballard had been spearheading searches for his daughter, Crystal Rogers. The missing mother of 5 has not been seen since July 2015. Nelson County is unfortunately no stranger to unsolved cases. Bardstown police officer Jason Ellis was shot and killed on the Bluegrass Parkway in 2013. There's also the double murder of Kathy Netherland and her daughter Samantha. They were killed in April 2014.
It's what everybody's talking about, and we all want to know what happened. We have a lot of unanswered questions in Bardstown. A lot of families that have had tragedy that we don't know if all these tragedies are linked.
Investigators are not saying much, but those living here are anxious for more details.
Nobody was talking. Nobody knew how these cases were connected. Fast forward to October 2023, and hallelujah, there's finally some movement in this case. Brooks Houck, along with 2 other fellers, Joseph Lawson and his daddy Richard Lawson, they got arrested. Joseph was a buddy of the Houck family, and his dad, Richard, worked for Brooks. Now, if you ask me, sounds like they were thick as thieves. Joseph got hit with conspiracy and complicity charges, while Richard's being accused of tampering with evidence. Ain't no surprise considering the lengths folks seem to go to cover for Brooks. Crystal's mama, Sherry Ballard, has been the backbone of this family since day one. Losing Crystal was a blow that knocked the wind out of anyone, but Sherry's kept her head up, pushing for answers and fighting for justice. You can see it in her eyes. There ain't a day that goes by she don't think about her daughter. Now, here's the kicker. Brooks tried every which way to get out on bond. He took his case all the way up to the Kentucky Supreme Court, hoping his money and connections would do the trick. But guess what? The court wasn't having none of it. They said, "Son, with your history of messing with witnesses and all, you're going to sit tight right where you are." I reckon Brooks thought his charm and checkbook would get him out, but it didn't amount to a hill of beans. Now that's what I call a slice of justice. Now here's where things get even murkier. Back in 2013, 2 years before Crystal disappeared, Bardstown police officer Jason Ellis was ambushed and killed while he was driving home from work. Somebody set up tree branches in the middle of the road, and when Jason got out to clear them, he was shot. Cold-blooded and calculated.
It's hard to not go there, though, too, because there seem to be similar people connected to each case.
It's hard not to be caught off guard, though. You know, you scroll Facebook or pop on the news, and then it's all these developments. An investigator can't even call me and tell me that this is kind of coming down the pipeline.
Outside, maybe the first couple of months after Jason was killed, it's kind of been radio silence.
They're in Kentucky, we're in Ohio.
Right.
So we're not easy access like maybe Crystal's mom.
They were asked how the community people treat them whenever they go home now.
Loving. They're very open arms with us and very loving with us.
I definitely think there's also an eerie feel.
It is. That's what I was going to
Because
say.
there's a lot of new people we don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And you feel it.
It's odd. You feel the dark cloud and the tension. What police officer's case is still open in the United States? It makes me think that they don't want it solved. They're burying stuff under the rug. And
Or there's more behind
there's
the
too much that's going to come out.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me nervous.
We know the FBI isn't not fully on Jason's case, but I think there's more going on behind the scenes than we know. Want to make sure that when this goes down, everybody who was responsible have to answer for it. We deserve it.
Yeah. I think we all deserve it. I think everybody in that town that has lost somebody deserves it.
Now, speaking of the trial, it's coming up soon, and Brooks Houck's got himself a lawyer so high-priced, he probably charges by the breath. When you've got family money, like the Houcks, you can afford the best defense team money can buy. But here's the thing, y'all. Even the fanciest lawyer can't explain away evidence, and with all the witness tampering, cover-ups, and lies tied to Brooks's name, this trial's gonna be one heck of a showdown. This jury's gonna have to sift through years of secrets and scandals, and you better believe Crystal's family and this whole community are hoping for justice. It's about time the truth sees the light of day. So there you have it, folks. The disappearance of Crystal Rogers, the tragic loss of her daddy, Tommy, and now the possibility of connections to Officer Jason Ellis's unsolved death. It's a tangled web of heartbreak and mystery. Sherry Ballard's strength, Jason Ellis's family's questions, and Tommy's fight for justice remind us that even in the darkest times, folks won't stop fighting for the truth. If you know something about Crystal Rogers, Tommy Ballard, or Jason Ellis, don't stay quiet. Call the Kentucky State Police. This family deserves answers, and so does this community. Thanks for watching, y'all. Stay tuned, and like my mama always says, keep your nose clean and your biscuits buttered. We'll see you next time.